Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. And as you can see in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a tier list for every single role in the game again. And there are so many different surprises. I mean, you can already see the first one right here. But before getting into the tier list, I want to give a quick shout out to Xcoundrel because as you can see, he made this tier list, made as in like he got all the champion icons and stuff like that. He actually made a tier list yesterday as well. I'll put a link to it in the description. Check it out if you want to, if you want to see his opinion as well. So let's get into it. There's timestamps in the description if you just want to skip to the roles. So, we all see the elephant in the room. We all see him. Who is it? Or who we all see her, sorry. Who is it? It's Kill. This champion, like, she's even more broken than Cannon released. Do you guys remember when Cannon got released, how broken he was? Kill was even worse. Like, she's not even S++ tier. You can clearly see, like, there is a gap. There is literally a whole gap between the S+ tier champions who are incredibly strong and Kill. That is how strong she is. You either ban her or you pick her. That's literally how it goes. If you leave her to the enemy and the kill is good, you will get destroyed. It is super easy to play it safe as a kill. I mean, of course, you might die a few times. But if you like, just watch my kill videos and I'll teach you how to play her safe and win pretty much any game. I have a 90% win rate on kill. I've lost one game only. One. So abuse it right now. You can abuse it, get free elo if you can pick it. So the next champion, here we have Renekton, Fiora. These are the obvious. We all know Renekton and Fiora is S+ tier, but the next one is Jace. Now, hear me out on this one. I'm not sure about Jace being S+ tier. I just he was already pretty good, but with that buff on his empowered first ability and the buff on all of his other stuff, I really believe he's gonna go up to the S+ tier in the next few days. If people start to figure him out, like I've already seen a lot of people demolish the Baron lane with Jace. Of course, the only problem that he has is that he doesn't really skill very well in the late game. So this is just an assumption of mine. I think he's gonna be S+ tier. Right now, I would put him in S tier. But as I said, once more people are gonna play him, I think he's gonna be S+ tier. And the next one we have is Jax. Guys, I wanna talk about Jax. This champion... He is so strong. He is like S+ tier. S+. Do you guys remember back in the days, everyone thought Jax was trash. Riot gave him a small buff to his third ability. I mean, it's not that significant. And now he's insane. And the funniest thing is, even after that buff, people just didn't play him as much up until the Horizon Cup, when Huiba showed us that Jax is absolutely broken. He is S+ tier. You can abuse him, you can split push, power farm. You know what? I'm gonna prove it to you guys. If this video reaches 1,000 likes in the first day, tomorrow, I'll try to get you guys a Jax video for tomorrow. I'll do jungle Jax because I haven't done jungle Jax before. If I can't do it, I'll do it the day after tomorrow. So 1,000 likes, I'll do it. By the way, I'm also doing a skin giveaway. Put a comment under this video to enter for the skin giveaway. So the new moon though, he's not broken, but he's strong. He's very strong actually. Like as you can see, I put him in the S tier right now. He works way better. Of course, he doesn't have passive magic resist, tenacity, and stuff like that anymore. But just general Mundo has become better in general. His kit is way better. He can shred through tanks with that first ability. It deals so much damage. It's insane. And he's definitely playable right now in the jungle. Baron lane, sorry, in the Baron lane. His poking is insanely powerful in the Baron lane. Aurelia, we all know. Darius, we all know about these champs. I'm not gonna talk too much about them. The next one, who should I talk? Yeah, Nasus. Nasus is gonna be the last one, then we're gonna move. So Nasus, I always say it, it's the underrated doggy. He's better than people think. You just have to play him the right way. I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you guys that I have 20 million Nasus videos on my YouTube channel, because I do, and I recommend you guys to get good at Nasus if you want to have fun, because Nasus is one of the most fun champions to play. If you really like late game champions, first of all, play Kill, but you're not gonna get Kill in this update because he's gonna be perma-banned. So Nasus is the next champion to play. Really fun to play. By the way, the sad story about this little guy right here, Timo, he is completely unplayable. Like, yeah, he's so weak. He's so weak now. It's insane. Like, he's just incredibly weak. I don't really know what else to tell you guys. He's just weak in everything. Everything of him is weak, except for his ultimate, I guess. But don't play Timo. Alright, on to the jungle. So here it gets interesting. I quickly want to talk about the elephant in the room again, which is Kill. What the hell is Kill doing in the jungle? I mean, she's not supposed to go in the jungle now, is she? The answer is no, she's not. Because, and let me tell you guys right now why Kill is not broken in the jungle. The main reason is because Kill is really bad at ganking. Kill doesn't have any slows. Kill doesn't have any slows. So when you try to gank, and especially early game, she has nothing to gank because she's melee, and it's like before level 5, you pretty much can never get a kill in a gank. So that is pretty much the only reason that she's not S plus tier. Just because you can farm up till the late game, and the same story, you will absolutely hard carry the game. It's insane. I'm not gonna repeat from the Baron lane, but again, maybe I should make a jungle kill video to prove this. Like I'll do it later. You know, I'll show you guys. Like Kill broken in the jungle. Jax as well, just like the Baron lane. Jax is absolutely busted in the jungle. Really, really powerful. And I just don't know why not as many people are playing him. I mean, of course, I'm seeing quite a lot of people play Jax, but not as many as I'd expected. Like, I have a friend, Baron Fiji, who's incredibly good at Jax. He just stomps every jungle matchup with Jax, and when you get to the late game, you win, because Jax is one of the most broken late game champions in the game. So here I want to talk about yet another assumption of mine, which is Xin Chao. So again, Xin Chao, just like, what was it? What was that other champion? Yeah, Jace. He is not as plus tier right now, but he got buffed. He got, back in the days, they nerfed him, but they rebuffed him. They buffed him back. And I really believe in high elo, this champion is S plus tier. In low elo, probably not. But if you can utilize his ultimate, if you really understand how to use his abilities, how to build him, because building him is really important. I'll make a Xin Chao video very soon too, because there's many different builds that you can go for that are situational, and he can be so strong. His ultimate is literally game changing. It can block so much damage. It's absolutely amazing. So the next champion that I want to talk about is Jace yet again. Again, this is the assumption that I have. Jace, I think, is going to be insanely strong in the jungle. I've already seen some Jace players in the jungle, but I just feel like people haven't unlocked the maximum potential of Jace yet. It's not an easy champion to play. That is why I think it. That's like, do you guys remember when Katarina came out, Diana came out, and stuff like that? People said that they sucked, but I was like, no, you know what? They suck right now, but I feel like they have potential later on, when people actually get good at those champions. And I think Jace is the same. So let me quickly explain to you why Kill, like now you might ask to me, but why is Kill already broken? Didn't Kill just came out? Let me answer that to you. Compare Kill's kit to Jace's kit. Jace is insanely hard. He has 6 different abilities to play around. Many combos. Now look at Kill. What is there to explain about Kill? He basic attacks the enemy and kills all of them. It's a very easy champion. Easy champions will be figured out very fast, but hard champions like Jace won't. And I feel like they've overtuned him way too much. So we'll see. Rengar solid, Kha'Zix, I've actually put him down from the S plus tier to the S tier. Although I still feel he's really strong. I just feel like Lee Sin is just way too powerful. Jax, like I almost put Jax in the S plus tier. Actually, like, I almost put him here, but Jax's early game lacks. I guess that's the only weakness that he really has. He lacks in the early game. He really needs time to farm up, so that's why he wouldn't be as plus tier. Yeah, that would be my reasoning. So, Kha'Zix insanely powerful still, but it's a little harder to play since that nerf that they gave him, right? The damage nerf, and it's a little harder, but still insanely powerful. Olaf, one of the most underrated junglers in the game right now as well. I made an Olaf video recently. Really good against like CC and just really solid champion in the jungle. And Morgana, who is a new champion, is playable in the jungle. As you can see, I placed her in the middle of the A tier. She has really, decent ganking, because although she has like the longest route in the game, it's not always gonna be easy to hit when you're ganking, right? Like, it's not a point and click stun like, Lee Sin's kick or whatever. You actually have to aim and hit. So it's very high risk but high reward. The thing with Morgana though is you can pretty much get first blood every single game if you just camp the enemy's bush in like the first 10 seconds and get kills. So play her correctly, she's gonna be really strong in the jungle. Darius jungle is playable. I might make a Darius jungle video too. Actually really strong. If you go for fleet footwork, his 1v1ing potential is incredibly powerful, and he can actually 1v1 quite a lot of these champions right here. Evelyn, not as strong, she's definitely good, but you need to get to the late game to really start snowballing on her. The new moon though, personally, I don't really like him that much in the jungle. I prefer him in the Baron lane. Like, he feels way stronger in the Baron lane where he can continuously poke with that first ability. Like his jungle clear is also slower than it used to be. That is also one of the reasons, because his third ability doesn't give him a constant bonus attack damage when you proc it. It only gives you one extra attack of bonus damage. So you know his jungle clear is just not gonna be as fast, which Mundo was known for, and his ganking ability is also not the greatest. So you know I wouldn't really recommend him in the jungle. I want to talk about Shyvana though, because I used to call Shyvana useless always, but I feel like she might have potential, and that is why she's all the way on top of the B tier. And even though B tier is not amazing, even though there's many champions above her, I feel like she just need a tiny little buff to be absolutely amazing in the jungle. Just a tiny buff. I don't exactly know what she would need, because I don't play Shyvana myself. Maybe I should, but like when I get Shyvanas in my team or in the enemy team, you know, they have their moments where they're super strong when they dive in and kill all of the enemies, and their moments that they're useless. So I just feel like she needs a little bigger buff, and then she'll be amazing in the jungle. Alright, onto the mid lane. So the mid lane tier list is quite interesting. Of course, yet again, Kill quite high up. And the reason that Kill, although Kill is broken, you know, the champion is literally broken, although he's broken, in the mid lane, I wouldn't call her broken. Let me give you a few reasons for that. The first reason is she's gonna have a way harder time in the mid lane than she is in the Baron lane. Because in the Baron lane, you're very likely gonna be playing up against a bruiser. You can play pretty safe against the bruiser, right? Like Garen, Darius, stuff like that. You can just farm under your turret. But imagine if you're playing in lane against a Galio, against a Katarina, against a Ziggs, against a Veigar, against a Zed, Jace, Ahri, Twisted Fate, any champion, Orianna. These champions are gonna poke you. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna poke you, and then they're gonna kill you. Or the jungler is just gonna kill you because you're gonna be at like 10% HP. You are not gonna be able to farm for free in the mid lane. And the second reason that she's not S plus tier in the mid lane is because she can't gank. She can't gank. And in the mid lane, it's actually really strong if your champion is good at ganking. But she's, regardless of all this, she is still on top of the S tier just because of her absolutely dumb scaling, how strong she gets in the late game. So definitely still broken in the mid lane, even though all those things suck. Let me talk about Veigar, by the way. When Veigar came out, I said that he was broken, but he wasn't. And funny thing is, he even got buffed. That's the funniest thing. The reason that he wasn't broken is because people figured him out. They knew how to counterpick against him, and he was just very squishy in the early game. You could punish him quite easily, but now they actually buffed him. They buffed his tankiness, they buffed his early game HP, I think they buffed his armor as well, and they buffed the damage of his ultimate. So his ultimate is going to start to deal damage earlier on than later because they buffed the base damage. So once you get that level 5, he's already going to be stronger than he used to be. So, you know, get those stacks up and Veigar is going to be really, really strong in this new update. I mean, perhaps I've put him a bit too high. Like if I have to reevaluate this list right now, I would probably put him here, like around the top of the A tier, not quite S tier, because you know, although he's strong, he does take some time to come online. Irelia, you know, really strong. We all know Irelia. She did get nerfed, however. That is why you don't see her in the S tier anymore. This is actually the first time that I haven't put Irelia in the S tier, because I really feel like this nerf hit her pretty hard. They nerfed her passive, like the blades, you know, the bonus damage she gets from the blade, something like that, which really hurts her a lot because that's the core damage that she deals. So yeah, Morgana in the mid lane, nah, not my taste really. I don't really like it. You know, she has great CC, she has good ganking, but I just feel like she lacks burst damage. You know, although, as I said, she has great CC and stuff like that, I just feel like even if you root the enemy can still destroy you. Like if you root a Ziggs or something, or root an Orianna, you're probably still gonna get out-damaged by that champion. So, you know, I don't know. I don't really like Morgana in the mid lane. I like her more as the support or as a jungle. Maybe I'm wrong, we'll see, but I just don't like it personally. Aurelion Soul's still trash. Fizz, I don't know why I put Fizz here. No, Fizz should be like a little higher up, like here, something like this. Fizz is playable, but especially, see, the funny thing right now is quite a lot of champions have actually gotten down in the tier list because of Morgana's release. Do you guys know why? Because of Morgana's third ability. You know, when you have champions that fully rely on their CC, an example would be Alistar. You know, when Alistar engages, he fully relies on his CC. All Morgana has to do is give her third ability shielding to a teammate, and you're gonna negate all of the CC from Alistar, the whole knockup. You're gonna completely deny it. And then Alistar is just gonna be sitting there like, yeah, This little girl right here just completely denied my big ass body jumping on this person. How is that possible? So you're gonna leave some champions like that, completely confused, like a Malphite, right? If you're actually a really good Morgana, you can hard counter those types of champions, and that is also why I've put Fizz a little lower in the tier list. Because if the enemy can just counter pick it with a Morgana, Fizz is gonna be useless. Because Morgana can just block the knockup from Fizz's ultimate, which is literally gonna make it useless. So keep that in mind when picking champions in the current meta. Alright, on to the Dragon Lane. And Dragon Lane, some stuff has changed, and one major change has happened, which I want to talk about first. My girl Miss Fortune, guys. My girl Miss Fortune. She is in the S tier. Her ultimate hurts way too much right now. Way too much. It's insane the damage that it deals. You just have to build a Cerulda's Grudge on her to slow the enemies in your ultimate, and so Miss Fortune is already really strong in the early game. Everyone knew that, right? But she lacked in the late game. But now, she still lacks in the late game, but her ultimate is like an all-in. If you fail it, she sucks. But if you hit it, you're gonna 1 versus 5 the enemy team. And this ultimate is especially powerful when objectives are being done. If the enemy is trying to take the dragon and the dragon is very low, you shoot your ultimate right over the dragon and are gonna demolish the enemies because they're gonna try to secure it, right? So Ezreal is the obvious broken. Lucian, the obvious, he's broken. Caitlyn, I was hesitating to put Caitlyn in the S+ tier, but they did nerf her a little bit. I still feel like she's like one of the strongest ADCs right now. She has really big range. She skills very well into the late game. She can play safe early game, and she has really good tools in her kit. So definitely an S tier ADC. Varus as well, really good. I made a video recently about the real right way to play Varus. To utilize his passive, utilize the stacks of his second ability. I definitely suggest you to check it out because it will be an eye-opener. Because if you played Varus the right way, he's gonna be S tier. If you only play Varus with just dumb poking with his arch, with his arrow, it's not gonna work with his bow and arrows, right? That's not gonna work. You're not gonna do a lot of damage like that. Kai'Sa's still very solid, A tier. The nerf hit her really hard though, and Ashe. Guys, I almost put Ashe in the S tier. I don't know what held me back. I don't quite remember what held me back from putting Ashe in the S tier. Because she got a base attack buff. A base attack damage buff, sorry. So in the early game, you're gonna do like 10% more damage with your basic attacks. Huge buff, huge, because that was really her only weakness. Because once you get to the late game with Ashe, her stun, her damage, her second ability, her slows are absolutely insane. Like, the enemies just can't deal with it. But as I said, the only real struggle that Ashe had is because it takes so long to get online as an Ashe, because she deals like 0 damage in the early game, which now they have buffed that from 0 damage to 1 damage. Still not a lot, but it's something, right? It's something. Akshan, although it's a very strong champion and like pretty broken in the mid lane, I don't recommend him in the dragon lane. It's just his kit doesn't really feel like a dragon laner, and he gets outdamaged by many dragon laners. Also, especially if there's a support in the way, he just doesn't really work that well with support. So, I don't recommend him as a dragon laner. Senna is quite strong. As a dragon laner, but again, not the most amazing. It takes way too long to come online on a Senna, and although if you do come online, you will pretty much win the game, but it just takes too long, and her early game is pretty weak as an ADC, right? I'm talking about an ADC, not a support. Jhin, you know what? Let's just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything. Alright, on to the support. And we do care about you support players this time, alright? I do care about you guys. This time I do care about you, so let's talk about it. I think in my last video I put Nami in the S++ tier. But the reason that I haven't put her in the S++ tier right now is, you guessed it, Morgana release. Morgana absolutely hard counters Nami. Hard. I think she's the first champion that like absolutely hard counters Nami. So when you play Morgana against a Nami, When Nami tries to hit her bubble, or when Nami tries to hit her ultimate, all you have to do as a Morgana is stay separated from your ADC. You know, stay like far away from your ADC, so Nami can't hit both of you. If Nami goes for you, you shield yourself with the third ability. If Nami goes for your ADC, you shield your ADC with the shield, with the third ability. So Nami is never gonna be able to hit her ultimate, only because of your shielding. So that is, you know, as I like in every matchup she's really broken still, but only against Morgana she is not. So that's why I haven't put her in the S++ tier, because there is a big counter right now to Nami. Senna, you know, Senna is like my go-to jungler when I get the support role. I always pick Senna when I randomly get the support role, because you can absolutely hard carry in the support role as a Senna. So, you know, just a great support. Lulu doesn't need an introduction. Absolutely brain dead idiotic hero that can just buff her Jinx or her Vayne or whatever she's playing with and make it like super broken, like deal twice the amount of damage, have twice the amount of HP. Just Lulu is such a stupid champion, okay? She's insanely strong right now. Here we have all the solid champions, you know, Thresh, Braum, Janna, Rakan. These are all just great. The reason that Rakan has gotten a little down to the bottom of the S tier is because Rod of Ages got nerfed, which was and still is his core item. So it definitely hurts Rakan right now. It takes longer for him to come online with that Rod of Ages. Still S tier, don't get me wrong, but just not higher up in the S tier. I want to talk about some other stuff, by the way. I want to talk about this one right here. This one, some of you may have seen him right here. What is Amumu doing in the support tier list? What is he doing right here? Let me tell you what he's doing right here. He is hanging out with my girl Misfortune. But that's the only girl he hangs out with. He's a loyal boy. He's a lonely boy. So when he finally met Misfortune in the Dragon Lane, he stuck to her. He gave her a big hug and he was like, I'm never gonna leave you, okay? So what am I talking about right here? The combination of Amumu and Misfortune. You never, ever, ever want to pick Amumu support unless you have a Misfortune. Because the whole point of having Amumu Misfortune is Amumu engages, uses his ultimate, and exactly when he uses his ultimate, Misfortune uses her ultimate as well. This is like one of the most disgusting combos there are in Wild Rift. And if you haven't experienced it yet, you really need to. Because it is insane. You will get demolished. This is a combo that will completely turn team fights. Even if you're super behind, if you effectively pull off this combo, it's insane. You will deal so much damage. Like you'll stun the enemies for 1.5 seconds, and Amumu could even go for like slowing items, and it's gonna be even worse. Like Misfortune's ultimate is also slowing the enemies, so they can't even get out of it. So you're gonna basically hit your ultimate for free for like 2 to 3 seconds. Imagine how much damage you're gonna deal like that. So Amumu Misfortune. So at the bottom of the B tier, but it can work. I might make a video out of it. Here I quickly want to talk about Nasus. The Nasus that I have right here is not the old Nasus, not the tank Nasus. Actually, like, well, actually, yeah, just AP Nasus. I've tried AP Nasus support, and let me tell you one thing, it sucks. But let me tell you another thing, it hard counters Lulu. Those are the only 2 things that I'm gonna say about AP Nasus. So I think that's it for the video then. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You know, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, blah blah blah, all the YouTuber things. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.